Oh, hey, what up? What up, y'all? This is your girl DJ Aquaria with atlhiphop.com. We're reporting live here at A3C 2015. I got the legendary, extraordinary, very compelling man here, Ant Marshall. What's good?
Thank you. Everything is beautiful. Everything is blessed. Having a good time out here in ATL for this A3C situation. For all my New Yorkers, it's A3C, not AC3 or A4C or all the different letters and numbers y'all trying to use. It's a good thing. I got a good thing going.
That is us New Yorkers, because I used to for a long time say AC3. I really did. So, man, New York is definitely in the building. That's my heart, my soul. And, speaking of which, everybody, of course, affiliates you with the whole Lyricist Lounge movement. That is a very epic just part of just the development of hip hop and how it's been able to progress even in terms of just underground. What was your inspiration? What was it that made you want to be able to create such a platform?
We had, and I'm going to snatch the mic from you because it is the Lyricist Lounge, right? So we tend to hold the mic. Here's the situation. We had a mentor. We had an incredible mentor named Charles Thompson who was looking out for us. His son went to school with my partner, Danny Castro. Shout out to Danny Castro, Tokai Tuesdays in New York. And so it was really by way of him having this space. He had a rehearsal space on Orchard Street, 45 Orchard Street in New York. And he was like, look, if you guys want to do something here, because we were known for doing a lot of the open mic ciphers that were going around in New York. And he said, why don't y'all bring that inside, We think that, this may be a cool thing. You invite some young people, we'll invite some music industry people, and let's see what happens. And literally next year being 25 years, we have not stopped doing that, So, that's kind of the inspiration. But, it's funny, especially being here at 3C, which should be called, the Underground Festival and Conference, because, it's really interesting where we started. This is before the internet, this is before Google, this is before all of these things, when people had to go out and hand out 20,000 flyers, And so, having that perspective just is really a blessing, because now with these tools, I really know how to use them, and I know how we can use them to benefit us, So I'm really happy to have, the start that we had.
Okay. Word up, word up. Well, being a veteran, if you want to say, to just this particular industry, what is some of the new, I guess, with technology now and utilizing that, how have you been able to incorporate that with just everything that you do?
All technology and social media really tools, so we've been using it the same way we have been, in the same way that we've done everything else. So promotion, as they say, the internet is the new street team. And so we've used them in a lot of the same ways. But I think the difference for me is understanding who owns those companies, right? And really being able to have meetings on those levels, because it's not just about using the tools and being a content slave, which is something I talk about a lot. In my day, creatives got paid for their creation. You feel me? So if you made a record, you got paid for it. If you did an album cover, you got paid for it. But now it seems like, folks are expected to create that thing and then put it out for free. And what I call that is really a content slave to those social media companies. So you got to be really careful. Use these tools as a platform. Don't become a slave to those tools and don't make money out of it. Because in that case, what are you really doing?
Basically. So, piggyback off a little bit of that.
Yeah, that may feel kind of stingy to a lot of people, but it's the real.
It is. And it's knowledge, just the new era of hip hop, and you being able to continue this. You guys in the past have premiered some of the most elite, creme de la creme, from MOP, Common, the whole nine, Goody. With this new class of hip hop artists, what do you expect to continue to bring to Lyricist Lounge? Because hip hop is different. It's definitely much different than from what it was 25 years ago.
Well, to your question, I think what we bring is kind of refinement. if you're a brand out there, whether you're an artist or you're, a company, I think what we bring, to the table is really years of knowledge and understanding of how to survive and kind of weave through all of this. I'm not just doing Lyricist Lounge now. I'm kind of moved on into advertising and marketing, and I'm an executive producer. I helped to, launch a show called Master of the Mix on BET, which is sponsored by Smirnoff, and I work with Guinness, and I work with a lot of brands, Red Bull, et cetera. And so, that's kind of how I see it. It's the lounge, but it's the people behind it and what we bring to the table. So that's how we're involved more and more these days. But to your point about, hip hop now and then, I actually think that it's kind of the same. The difference is the cadence, the difference is the type of beats that are being used. But, if you really strip away the beats and really read the lyrics, it's very similar. Like, folks are still saying, look, at the end of the day, I'll fuck you up. Don't fuck with me because my shit is tight. This is my crew and this is where I come from. I'm on my way to bigger roads. Like, if you distill it, it's still the same story. And so what I tell everybody, that's kind of in my generation is don't turn into your parents. You feel me? Don't turn into your parents. Don't be like, oh, y'all kids, y'all don't know about this real hip hop. Y'all all violent. Y'all don't know about real hip hop. But then you'll send somebody to go listen to MOP, which is talking about Annie up, clap this fool, kidnap this fool. And so at the end of the day, we are who we are. We are where we come from. We are loud. And this is who we are. you know, this is who we are. And at the end of the day, we have to embrace that, but we also have to grow. So as I was telling you earlier, I was on this panel, the hip hop social responsibility panel. And, it was really great, man. We shared a lot of good things on that panel.
Okay. I mean, tell me a little bit more about just what you, with A3C, what you've come to contribute to it and what you're looking forward to this year.
One more time, say the story.
Yeah, that was kind of loud, right? It's all good. Oh, listen, yeah. Well, I gotta say one last thing. Oh, okay. We go. Okay, so thank you. Thank you. What is it that you, because you were part of the panel, and what is it that you basically, with just you being here in A3C, that you want to be able to pass on knowledge-wise in terms, just to the collective?
Yeah, I mean, what I'd love to pass on, which is part of what I passed on yesterday, is, as we grow up, I don't know how many of you guys are watching or how old you are, but as you grow, you kind of have to grow beyond that outfit called hip hop. And it's important to understand that, hip hop may flow through your blood, but it's not your entire body. It's not your entire mind. And so as you move forward, understand that, keep that hip hop card in your pocket, but still be able to move forward, be able to kind of break, this glass ceiling that we've kind of created for ourselves. Because just because I may be a hip hop vet doesn't mean I can't run a Fortune 500 company. And that Fortune 500 company doesn't have to be hip hop based. I can have a hip hop perspective and still run that business. So to all of the folks that are looking for that person, I'm right here. We can do business for really. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. As you can tell, I came in here listening to Daddy O and breaking it down, talking about battle anybody except KRS-One. I like how he said that too. He was really honest about it. I'm not really an MC. I'm not a producer. I am an executive producer, and so it is for me about understanding how we bring things together, the marriage between culture and brands, and doing it in a real cool way, in a real smart way. Yep.
Where can we find more of Ant Marshall? Just anything and everything from your marketing, everything.
You can, social media, Ant Marshall, pretty much everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And, just find me when you see me and we can talk as long as you have something really to say because, time is money.
Always true New Yorker at heart. This is A3C, Ant Marshall, DJ Aquaria, A3C 2015, atlhiphop.com.